Welcome in, Kuma Crew. It's once again your favourite friendly despair bear, Annakuma, back with yet another demo review. I'm getting good at this, maybe. Today we are looking at Lightfoot Bro's very interesting looking adventure game, Sleepytime Village. Or what I will call a game that shows what would happen if British Kids TV turns into an adventure game, because boy oh boy, does this look like the nightmare of children's TV I grew up with. So let us dive into the demo. We play as Rufus, a businessman with a wife and kid at home, and I feel you know where this is going to be going. Rufus is just too damn busy. In the introduction area of the game, he's outside work being hassled constantly by his wife whilst trying to get through work, and it very much looks like it'll be a game that tries to teach Rufus a lesson about work-life balance, which I'll talk about my opinion of a little later on. On his way to his next destination, Rufus falls asleep in a taxi and falls quite literally into Slumberland.
The land of Nod begins to call. To Slumberland we gently fall.
Honestly, I think it is the perfect introduction. We get a good look at what Rufus is dealing with in his life, the stress he's under, and it is all done in this wonderful dark and gloomy world. Then, he drops into a boat akin to bloody Iggle Piggles and sails off fast asleep. Bloody Iggle Piggle, like Iggle Piggle, why? We're then introduced to this staple of British Kids TV, the narrator.
Mimi!
Naughty Rufus for sleeping in Mimi's bed. Perhaps Mimi should go get the others?
Whomever is voicing this sounds straight off of CBeebies, so 10 out of 10 there, dude. We also meet Mimi, a horrifying yet cute creature that saved us, then locks us up and leaves. Slumberland itself is contrasted to the real world by being bright and cheerful, just like a kid's show should be, and Rufus wakes up and has to figure out exactly how he's gonna leave the cottage.
Wonder if there's a lock or something I can reach through the letterbox.
Leaving so soon?
Where are you hiding? Oh, it's stuck tight. I can't bloody open it. Maybe I can open the door using this.
A few real simple yet engaging puzzles later, and voila, the demo ends. Completed in about 30 minutes, it was a great look into what could be a really fun and yet heartfelt and introspective game. It hasn't got a release date yet, but hopefully we'll get one soon. I'm getting excited, but I haven't even told you how I felt about the demo yet, other than I loved it. I'll start with the story because I did say I'd give my opinion of the whole work-life balance thing. I feel sometimes it could be very unforgiving for the character who is the busy one, and whilst it is understandable, not much is seen in the game so far to say Rufus is anything but neglectful because he's busy. There is a really good scene where he flashes back to playing on the stairs with his daughter. You can get angry at her getting in your way, or you play with her. I picked to play, and I continued to play till the narrator piped in to say this wasn't how it really went.
Would you like it if Daddy called in sick and stayed home with you today?
It didn't actually happen that way, did it, Rufus?
It does interest me to see how it goes, but I'd like it to be fair at least. Many of these stories forget that the real villain of this piece is the world that has forced the person to work that hard, and picking either to leave a job or take more time for the family could come with losing money, which causes all other sorts of problems. Now, this is a silly thing to worry about in a game that overall is probably just going to be a silly little thing, but I have opinions, guys. I'm a bear, I am British, we love to whine. And it is a story theme that I see a lot, and very often the culprit is always the mum or dad who only ever wanted to provide and gets demonized more than they really needed to. Now, when they add other bits and pieces to the character to actually deserve that, I don't mind, but often they don't. I don't know, guys, I love this demo, and I had to think of something to worry over, and this is it, okay? Its art style is the thing of every UK parent's nightmare. I say not being a parent, but an aunt. and every kid's memories. The big, brightly colored monstrosities that were meant to love for whatever reason. I always bring in Iggle Piggle because I hate Iggle Piggle, but the world also knows of the Teletubbies, and we also had the Tweenies, and that isn't going into the vast amount of cartoon creepers we've had before it, and Mr. Blobby, who technically wasn't necessarily for children, but he's here. If you scroll through the description on Steam, you'll find the monsters in Sleepytime Village actually were drawn by one of the team's daughters between the ages of 3 and 5. They also name-dropped CBeebies Bedtime Hour, which I hadn't read before either playing the demo or writing this, so I called it. It was based on British TV kid stuff. But I like the detail that these are straight out of the imagination of a child and would be influenced by something like CBeebies because it had such a strong wave of nostalgia for me, even though Mimi isn't a character out of our TV shows. So big up the kid and also big up Ukrainian artist Yulia Lapko who brought them to life. We should talk about the gameplay though because it is an adventure game after all. So far, as you can tell by me completing the demo in 30 minutes, there isn't much I feel even a novice at the genre would feel too difficult. The introductory puzzles are easy enough and more there to let you find your footing than anything else. In the real world, our inventory is our briefcase with all the bits and pieces you think to find in it, what in Slumberland is this little wooden chest. Again, I love the contrast of the two worlds. It tries to immerse you completely in it. Something I didn't mention, but I'll do it here, is that Rufus himself stays black and white in Slumberland, leaving him the little dark spot in a land of cheering colours. Not only that, but you actually can pick where your inventory pops up. This is an interesting quality of life feature I never knew I wanted games to have, but now I know about it, I want it. It will let you have the full screen or a bar at the top or bottom of the screen, a fantastic little choice to customize the game in a way that just makes the game feel comfy for you. Everything in the inventory looks like a paper cutout, which again adds to the childlike wonder of Slumberland. Nothing is overcomplicated, everything is big and easy to see. The cursor will show you what the right click or left click do as you hover over hotspots. You can usually interact with the left click and look with the right click. Most games do that now, so it's not really that surprising. It doesn't blow you away with anything different, but what it does with such ease of use that I genuinely feel it will be a great game for people new to adventure games as well. Our narrator also nudges you along. Rufus has a lot to say about just about everything, and overall it's nice to spend time in the game so far. Not only that, this is a very British game, and as a very British bear, I can tell you one thing Brits do the best is swear. So, the game very kindly offers you a version of the game where swearing is bleeped out and asterisked out in the text. I know to some the idea of so much swearing could be too much, but I feel that it's a nice way to bring it back to a level where lots of people will be interested in it. Rufus himself seems like an interesting character. He obviously doesn't belong in this world, and the lessons he'll learn will no doubt be valuable. There are some weird moments like when he talks about using matches where you wonder just who the heck this man is, but overall he seems like he'll be a decent enough protagonist to spend a game with.
I like to watch them burn and then smell the smoke when they go out.
Or in other words, on a scale from George to Guybrush, he's a good way away from a most lovably hated rogue, and yet not quite as foolish as a mighty pirate. Thankfully, the most important thing is he's nowhere near the bowels of hell that Simon lives, but I haven't even started on Simon on this channel yet, so let's not go there just yet. Overall, I'm really impressed with the demo, and I really do hope we see a release this year, though if we have to wait longer, I'm perfectly happy to do so as well. These developers obviously cooked with this idea, and I can't wait to see it fulfilled. It is one of my most anticipated games, and looking through my VOD of playing it last year and writing this has just increased my interest in the game 100 times over. Shall I stop my gushing over this game? I guess I should at some point, right? That is all I have time for, Cubs. It is once more time to say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed this look at Sleepytime Village, which for some reason I will continue to call Sleepytime Valley, like it has some kind of Happy Valley crossover with CBeebies. Honestly, that isn't about shout. Happy Valley is a fantastic show, by the way, so check that one out on the BBC as well. If you enjoyed this video and would like to support this bear, please as always leave a like, a comment on how you feel about creepy British TV shows for kids, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at twitch.tv/Annakuma with 2 A's, where my creepy gorillas aesthetic will no doubt feel at home when streaming this game when it releases. It me, guys, look. Actually, that's a good point. See, BBs, do you need a demonic bear as a new mascot? I'd be down if you do. Till then though, guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, bye-bye.